Live from KSAT 12, the 6 o'clock news starts right now.
We begin tonight with a second person who has died following a drive-by shooting in a northeast side neighborhood on Thanksgiving Day.
San Antonio police say those men ages 28 and 25 were shot and killed around 8 p.m. on Sunrise Creek near Benzinkelman Road. The 28-year-old died at the scene. The 25-year-old was taken to a hospital where he died. 2 women were also shot. We're still working to find out their conditions. Police say they were at a Thanksgiving gathering when someone drove by and opened fire. There were multiple people inside of the home, including children. Police said there are witnesses, but they're not being cooperative. A search is still underway for that suspect. This type of violence, not a first for that northeast side neighborhood, though.
Yeah, our Jaffney Gray went back to that neighborhood where this drive-by happened, and she says neighbors are frustrated with the violence.
What we can determine right now is this seems to be a targeted incident, a targeted shooting.
A targeted drive-by shooting. Neighbors living along Sunrise Creek Drive say they're surprised about.
Their kids are always outside playing. I've never known them to have any issues.
San Antonio police say around 8 p.m. Thanksgiving, someone drove by firing multiple rounds into a home, killing 2 people and injuring 2 others. Police say the family inside was just wrapping up their Thanksgiving celebration.
It's really heartbreaking. Like, I can't even understand. It's a Thanksgiving dinner, you know?
I think it's crazy for somebody to take advantage of a holiday. Emotions may have been high for whatever the situation was, but that's never a reason.
Neighbors tell me the sound of gunfire in their neighborhood is common.
So many drive-by shootings, it's ridiculous, and we never know when it's going to happen, when it's going to stop. We're always locking our doors and looking over our shoulders.
They say they're fed up, but as they pray for the victim's family, they want the suspect to know.
You are cowards, and this should not have happened, especially on a holiday.
What goes around comes around, and they're not going to like it if it happens in their family. Their Thanksgiving is never going to be the same again. I know that, so we will be praying for them.
At last check, the 2 other women shot in this drive-by shooting are at BAMC being treated for their injuries. Their conditions are unknown. San Antonio police still searching for the suspect responsible. If you have any information, you're urged to call their homicide unit. That number is 210-207-7635. At Public Safety Headquarters, Jaffney Gray, KSAT 12 News.
New at 6, a San Antonio woman's body has been found in northern Colorado months after she and her family were swept away by floodwaters. She is the last of her family to be found. The first 3 bodies were recovered several days after that flood back in late July. All 4 victims were in the same house in the Black Hollow area west of Fort Collins when the flood happened and the mudslides occurred. That area of Colorado had previously been burned by a massive wildfire.
Also new at 6, the San Antonio Fire Department looking into the cause of an overnight fire at a southwest side warehouse. You're looking at the aftermath of that fire. It happened at a manufacturing facility on West Malone Avenue near Frio City Road. We don't have much information right now, but we will be bringing it to you as it becomes available to us. Taking a look outside at our traffic authority, this is I-10 in Frio, obviously a holiday weekend. Lots of people at home since it's a little chilly. The roads are clear. With Thanksgiving in the rear view, the city of San Antonio is going full speed ahead towards Christmas now. A crowd is gathered at Travis Park for the tree lighting ceremony.
Always a big night for families out there. That is where we find our Lee Waldman tonight, live. And Lee, when are those lights going to come on?
We've only got about 3 more minutes until they turn on 10,000 lights onto this beautiful 50-foot tree. Let's go ahead and take a look at it right now. Already decorated over there. Crowds of people all throughout Travis Park waiting for one of their favorite traditions. There is something here for everyone today. Presents for animals, letters to Santa, ice skating, and ornament decorating. If you haven't taken your holiday photos yet, there are places all around here to do so. And I spoke to organizers and attendees of tonight's lighting ceremony here in Travis Park. And what they are most excited for, besides the 37th annual tree lighting, is the fact that we are all here in person today after last year's virtual ceremony.
Hopefully we were all with family on Thanksgiving, but here we are together as a community, bringing in the holiday season, and I think it just means a lot for people this year, even more than ever.
It feels extremely great to enjoy the festivities with everyone and out here and having a good time, so we're pretty happy about it.
Tree I've ever seen.
And I don't know if you guys can see behind me, we have an extra special guest here for the kiddos today. Came all the way from the North Pole. We are getting excited. We only have a minute left until this tree is lit up for everyone to see. We're gonna watch the tree light up together. Everyone is so excited. We've got Santa Claus here. That is the most special guest of all, along with the mayor, members of our city council. We have AHUB here, and you can see everyone is so excited, waiting as the countdown happens. Less than a minute. Look at everyone with their lights shining bright, excited to go. This tree coming all the way to San Antonio from Lake Michigan area. So it traveled a long way. Let's go ahead and look at it right now. We're getting a view. It's about to get lit up right here. We have some snow going. This is the moment right here. Let's look at it together.
As a family, let's count it down from 10.
Counting down from 10.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Isn't that beautiful? It's incredible. People are cheering as we look at these gorgeous lights together. It is an exciting time. We're going to soak it all in and send things back to you, Tim and Courtney. Sorry you can't be here with us, but we'll soak up the fun for you.
I hope you brought some sunglasses. Those lights look pretty bright out there.
They do. Thank you so much, Lee. It was so great to be able to see that. How beautiful.
Yeah, also happening tonight, sticking with the holiday theme, it is the 40th annual Ford Holiday River Parade. This year's theme is 40 Years of Magic. It kicks off tonight at 6. Well, it's already underway. Those illuminated floats will be cruising along the 1-hour parade route. The event also broadcast live starting at 7 o'clock from the Arneson River Theater. People will see more than 20 specially designed floats, including Santa's sleigh, some Hanukkah decorations, some themed for the state of Texas, and even a Willy Wonka float this year. There's ticket information available at KSAT.com. Maybe a little too late for that, but you can certainly join in the live stream as we take a live look there at, I'm assuming that's Travis Park, which we just saw all lit up. Lots of folks down there tonight.
That looks great. I'm glad the weather is cooperating. It feels
beautiful weather for this.
Feels pretty festive out there. That is the good news. Temperatures are in the 50s across the majority of the area. We're at 54 at the airport. The air is still fairly dry. So yeah, it feels nice and festive out there this evening, and pleasant weather will continue through the rest of the evening as well. It will be pretty cool. Temperatures slowly dropping into the upper 40s by about 10 o'clock. Now, as we get closer to 10 o'clock tonight, I can't rule out a few little sprinkles because we do have some rain off to the west of the Rio Grande, starting to move into a portion of Valverde County, Maverick County as well. All this rain will be sliding east, and that means tomorrow is going to be a cold and damp day. Here's a quick snapshot. 50s and a chance of light rain through a portion of the day. We will peel back rain chances in the afternoon. I'll help you plan out your Saturday and the rest of your weekend coming up in just a bit.
Here's a look at what we're working for you tonight on the Night Beat. This is a heartwarming story you definitely won't want to miss. What started as a friendly relationship between customer and restaurant manager at a San Antonio Bill Miller's blossomed into a lifelong bond thanks to a priceless gift.
Customer service at its finest.
Above and beyond.
What do y'all need today? What are y'all waiting on? A kidney? Okay, we got 2. You want 1?
Unbelievable. These 2 women are now like family after one stepped up to the plate when she realized the other was in need of a kidney donation. We'll hear their story and learn more about why signing more people up to give this gift of life is crucial. Plus, with new variants and supply chain issues, will this holiday shopping season be a busy one? We have a look at the National Retail Organization's projections. Those stories and more tonight on the Night Beat.
All right, lots of folks out and about today doing shopping early this morning, putting up Christmas decorations, or out there watching the lights come on downtown just a little bit ago. Couldn't ask for really better Thanksgiving weather.
A nice today, cloudy, but it stayed pretty cool, and we didn't have any rain today, but that will change tomorrow. And then another more pleasant day on Sunday. So if you've got family, friends in town, and you've got plans this weekend, you'll want to factor in a chance of rain moving in tonight and for a portion of the day Saturday, but we'll see some good improvement by Sunday. Current situation out there. We got a lot of cloud cover, temperatures in the 50s for most, 54 at the airport, 58 in Del Rio, still in the low 60s in Cotulla. But after just a few breaks in the clouds earlier in the day, it became overcast this afternoon, and we will be stuck with these clouds essentially through the day on Saturday, with sunshine working back in by Sunday. The reason for this increase in cloud cover is because of a storm system or a rainmaker that's sitting off to the west. It's still just to the west of El Paso, but some rain is already starting to fill in across portions of West Texas and even closer to home, closer to the Rio Grande. The setup this weekend, this upper level low or rainmaker will essentially swing across Texas during the day on Saturday. That brings us a chance of rain. Other parts of Texas, a chance of rain tomorrow. But by Sunday, that moves east of Texas and things look really good. So if you've got family here that will be traveling home Sunday, essentially any holiday travel that will be wrapping up toward the end of the weekend, things look good across Texas, and we'll see some improvement in our weather as that rainmaker moves east on Sunday. We do already have some rain approaching the Rio Grande from Del Rio down to Eagle Pass. This is some really light rain, and that's the trend we'll see overnight and through the day tomorrow. Really, a lot of this is going to be very light rain, so it won't add up to much. Now let's walk you through Futurecast tonight and through the day tomorrow. Notice through midnight, rain still west toward the Rio Grande from Valverde County down through Maverick County and Eagle Pass. But after midnight, rain will really start to fill in elsewhere across the area. So by 5, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, we've got some light rain scattered across the area. This light rain will continue through mid-morning through about midday. So it does appear that the rainiest part of our day tomorrow will be about 5, 6 a.m. through lunchtime, and then after lunch we'll gradually start to peel back rain chances in the afternoon. But I do expect some lingering showers through the afternoon and early evening, with rain chances really wrapping up late tomorrow night. By Sunday, we're dry and we're starting to clear out. So here's your rain timeline for tomorrow. Pretty persistent light rain in the morning through lunchtime. Then after lunch, rain chances don't go away completely. We'll have some lingering off and on showers through the afternoon, and then rain chances really end tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and Sunday will be a really nice day here. A little breezy at times, but we'll get our highs back in the 60s by Sunday. Another note tomorrow, because of the rain and the clouds, we'll be stuck in the 50s, so a pretty cold and damp day Saturday, but we'll salvage a nice day on Sunday. We'll be right back.
Our San Antonio Spurs continue their 4-game holiday homestand when they host the Boston Celtics tonight, trying to snap out of their 6-game losing streak. Since returning home from their disastrous road trip, the Spurs have now lost back-to-back games in the AT&T Center to the red-hot Phoenix Suns, and most recently the Atlanta Hawks won 24-106. This will be the Spurs' first game against Ime Udoka as head coach of the Celtics after he was a Spurs assistant from 2012 to 2019, where he called his time with the Spurs as being with Boy Scouts, a compliment that the team character demands.
Yeah, you can see it coming. I mean, it took, 2 years ago? Yeah. So 2 years, and then you can see it definitely was coming. Knew the game, connected with players, and so it definitely was coming, and definitely happy for him.
All right, the Spurs will be also shorthanded tonight with both Doug McDermott and Devin Vassell out. McDermott still having trouble with inflammation in his right knee. Vassell with a right quad contusion.
It's going to be a battle. I mean, next man got to step up, compete. We just got to try to figure out and get some wins. So next man up, we just got to battle and compete.
Tip-off tonight, 7:30. Highlights for you tonight on the Night Beat. The Texas Longhorns try and salvage their frustrating and disappointing season today by trying to win their final game against Kansas State in Austin and end their 6-game losing streak to close out the first season of Steve Sarkisian as their head coach. The Horns start strong. First drive of the game goes 75 yards in 10 plays, capped off by this Roshan Johnson 9-yard touchdown run, 7-0 lead. Second quarter, game tied at 7. Casey Thompson finds Cade Brewer on a 10-yard touchdown, but the Horns missed the extra point. The Horns would be down at halftime, 17-16. Neither team could find the end zone in the second half, but Texas will get 3 field goals from Cameron Dicker. This one from 39 yards out to put the Horns in front for good. Texas snaps their 6-game losing streak, heads into the offseason on a high note with a 22-17 win.
Happy for the guys. You know, we've been through a lot, like I've talked about this year, and some really tough losses, and those tough losses kind of mount on top of one another. And, you know, I've been saying all along, our guys haven't quit. They keep fighting. They keep staying in it. And I think this is a perfect example. All
right, back with more after this.
President Joe Biden announcing travel restrictions as health experts show concern about a new coronavirus variant.
Starting Monday, the U.S. will stop travel from South Africa and 7 other African countries. This as health experts report that OMICRON variant is spreading throughout the southern part of the continent. The president says he made the decision following advice from his COVID response team that it's just out of concern since experts don't know much about the variant.
We want to find out scientist to scientist exactly what is going on. But it's something that has emerged in South Africa and seems to be spreading at a reasonably rapid rate in the sense of when they do test positivity, they're seeing that it's a bit more widespread in South Africa than was originally felt a couple of days ago. So it's in a fluid motion. We're finding more about it, and literally it's something that in real time we're learning more and more about.
That travel ban does not apply to Americans and lawful permanent residents of the United States. Cases of the new variant have also been detected in Hong Kong and Israel, but the White House so far has not placed any new restrictions on travel to those countries. And the U.S. is not alone when it comes to travel bans. The European Union also making the decision to block some travelers.
CNN's Isabel Rosales reports on the characteristics that have scientists worried and the overall uncertainty about that new strain.
The World Health Organization is naming an emerging coronavirus variant first identified in South Africa, Omicron. International scientists have designated it as a variant of concern.
The next couple of months are going to be up to us.
While Omicron is rapidly spreading in parts of South Africa, Dr. Anthony Fauci said the new strain doesn't appear to be in the U.S.
There's no indication that it is right now.
The strain has an unusually high number of mutations, more than 30, in the key spike protein, the vital structure the coronavirus uses to attack cells.
So right now you're talking about sort of like a red flag that this might be an issue.
Experts fear this heavily mutated variant could be more transmissible and reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. Vaccine scientists are already testing the variant and expect to learn more in a matter of weeks.
We don't know right now, but we're going to find out for sure.
The heads of Pfizer and its German partner, BioNTech, have said the companies can adapt their vaccine within 6 weeks. The uncertainty is rattling investors. At opening bell, Wall Street deep in the red. The Dow falling more than 900 points at close, and global markets fell sharply Friday. Experts warn while it's too early to know the exact threat of this variant, it's not too late to get vaccinated. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Scientists at BioNTech expect more data on Omicron from lab tests within 2 weeks. It will let them know whether the variant can escape immunity and require that they tweak these current vaccines.
Yeah, the companies have said they could begin shipping first batches of an update on the vaccine within 100 days if that's needed. Competitors AstraZeneca, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, and Novavax all say they are currently studying that new variant.
Federal health regulators say an experimental COVID-19 pill from Merck is effective against the virus, but they'll seek input from outside experts on risk of birth defects and other potential problems during pregnancy. The FDA says it will ask its advisors next Tuesday whether the drug should never be given during pregnancy or whether it could be made available in certain cases. Given the safety concerns, the FDA also says Merck agreed the drug would not be used in children.
If you buy Old Spice or Secret deodorant, listen up. The company Procter & Gamble is recalling products because they could contain a cancer-causing chemical. The recall affects Old Spice and Secret aerosol spray antiperspirants and Old Spice Below Deck aerosol spray products sold in the U.S. with expiration dates through September 2023. The chemical benzene has been detected in those products. Benzene is a chemical that is classified as a human carcinogen. We have more information about the recall right now on KSAT.com.
Last year, the increased holiday demand for shipping caused by the pandemic caught the U.S. Postal Service by surprise. USPS processed more than 1.1 billion gifts through the mail, which overwhelmed the system. But this year, postal carriers say they're ready for it. They're bringing on 40,000 seasonal workers to help carry the extra load, along with high-speed sorting machines. The Postal Service says the deadline for sending packages in time for Christmas is December 15th, and for Christmas cards, the deadline is December 17th.
Still ahead on the news at 6, November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. We are taking a look at the warning signs and how to prevent it when we come back.
November is Diabetes Awareness Month. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say tens of millions of adults have the disease and 1 in 5 don't even know that they have it.
In today's Health Minute, CNN's Jen Sullivan takes a closer look at the warning signs and what one doctor says we can all do to prevent diabetes.
This Diabetes Awareness Month, doctors and health experts are urging people to recognize the signs of the disease.
It's important that we not bury our head in the sand when it comes to diabetes, that we're getting screened and that we're getting proper treatment and doing what we can to help it.
The CDC says more than 34 million adults in the U.S. have diabetes, and 1 in 5 of them don't know they have it. Family doctor Jennifer Cottle says some people might not even notice any symptoms. There are some red flags you should not ignore.
Some people will have symptoms, and in those people, they might feel fatigued. They might have excessive urination, feel excessively thirsty, feel hungry. Maybe their body is not acting right or sort of doing things that's not normal for them.
According to the CDC, it's unclear whether type 1 diabetes can be prevented, but it can be managed. Type 2 can be prevented or delayed with healthy lifestyle changes, like keeping a healthy weight and diet.
That includes watching and minimizing our carbohydrate intake and our sugars and things like that. Making sure that we're exercising is very important.
Uncontrolled diabetes can lead to several issues, including loss of vision, damage to nerves and blood vessels, kidney problems, and an increased risk of a heart attack. Early detection and talking with your doctor can be life-saving.
Making sure that we are visiting our doctor or our healthcare provider regularly. Making sure that we're getting those routine checkups, that we're getting lab work, blood work, getting our blood pressure checked, our eyes looked at.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Already outside with live cam, it's quiet now, cloudy and cool, but the rain is still pretty far west of San Antonio currently. Before we take a look at radar, let's look at today's almanac. Our low was 47, only up to 59. That was right before those clouds moved in, and that really kept us from warming up much more today. We've got another full day of cloud cover tomorrow and a day of some rain. And here's the start of the rain. It's affecting our westernmost counties now, from Del Rio and Valverde County down to Eagle Pass and Maverick County. Some light shower activity is starting there, and this rain will fill in across the rest of the area overnight. We'll take another look at your Saturday forecast, and I'll help you plan out your weekend coming up.
The weather is finally feeling seasonal.
Yes.
I'll say that.
It was very nice last night. I didn't intend to put up Christmas lights. I just kind of jumped into it, and before I know it, it was 11 o'clock. And
you get the ball rolling?
It was a little windy and chilly, but I had fun.
Oh, I love it.
Definitely cool. And really, it ended up being a nice day yesterday for Thanksgiving. The rain got out of here early. Nice day, cool and cloudy today, but no rain. Tomorrow, a little bit of a different story. But I want to kind of talk you through tomorrow's forecast again, because when you look at this snapshot of tomorrow, you're like, oh, golly, 70% chance of rain, cloudy, cool. Well, we will have a portion of the day tomorrow that is going to end up being the rainiest, and then we'll start to peel back rain chances. And the rainiest part of the day tomorrow will be morning into midday, and then as we get into the afternoon and evening, rain will start to clear out. And another thing I want to point out is that even though we're going to have a good amount of rain around tomorrow, a lot of it is going to be very, very light. We don't have a ton of moisture in our atmosphere, and so that's going to keep a lot of this rainfall tomorrow on the light side. As a result, we're not talking big rainfall totals through the end of the day tomorrow. East of San Antonio, closer to Houston, so let's say between Gonzales and Houston, that's where the highest rainfall totals will be. Even then, we're talking a ½ inch to an inch of rain. Nothing extraordinary. Back towards San Antonio and I-35, a lot of us are in this 1/4 inch to a ½ inch of rain, and then west of I-35 generally less than a 1/4 inch of rain. So we are not going to get a ton of rain with this. We're not expecting any severe weather. In fact, I think it'll even be hard to drum up a rumble of thunder. Really, we're just talking some light to moderate rainfall, fairly persistent through the first half of the day tomorrow. And then as we get into the afternoon, we'll start to, like an onion, gradually peel back those rain chances ever so slowly tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, with rain coming to an end by about 10 o'clock tomorrow night. For some of us, rain will come to an end even earlier than that by late afternoon. Another thing to note about your Saturday, because of the rain and the cloud cover, our temperatures will be stuck in the 50s. So if you'll be out and about, you'll have to contend with that light rain, mainly through the first portion of the day, but also just cold and damp conditions. So you'll want to be ready to bundle up if you'll be out tomorrow. High temperatures today for a lot of us made it into the mid to upper 50s, some spots in the low 60s before the clouds moved in, and now most of us are in the 50s. So it's already getting fairly chilly out there, and cloud cover is extensive. A lot of this for now is a lot of that mid and high level cloud cover, and it's going to hang around tonight through much of the day tomorrow. As far as rain currently, showed your radar just a couple minutes ago, we do have some really light rain moving into a good portion of Valverde County now, including Del Rio, down the Rio Grande into Eagle Pass. You'll notice here, this is very light rainfall. We don't see a lot of that yellow or red indicating heavier rainfall, and that's the trend we'll continue to see through the day tomorrow. So I think more than anything, the rain that begins to fill in after midnight through dawn tomorrow morning is just going to be more of a nuisance. If you have to be out and drive through it, it's going to just be kind of a pain. It's nothing that's going to be too problematic, but it'll probably get a little annoying, especially by late morning into midday. Notice by 2 p.m. a lot of the rain starting to move east, so that's when we'll start to peel back the rain chances. But I can't rule out some lingering showers through the afternoon into the evening, with all the rain ending from west to east as we get into tomorrow night. By Sunday, things look good. So if you can move your outdoor plans from tomorrow to Sunday, that may be the better idea. If you will be out tomorrow, just be ready to bundle up because it'll be a cold and damp day. We are back in the 70s by early next week. No big surprise there, guys.
Lighting those Hanukkah candles inside.
Sounds like a good idea. Thank you, Katie. In case you missed it when we come back. It is Friday, November 26th.
Police responding to this mobile home on Michaela Bluffs. That's a street inside this mobile home parked near South Cross Road, right outside of Loop 410, shortly after 5 o'clock this morning. They say inside that home, a 43-year-old man shot in the torso. Police tell us the suspect, who they believe is a man, may have used a rifle. Now, police say the relationship between the suspect and the victim is unclear, and what may have provoked the shooting is still under investigation.
This morning, concerns over a new COVID variant that scientists warn could be more dangerous than the deadly Delta variant. The new variant was detected earlier this week in South Africa, and more than 20 cases have already been reported.
Today was when so many people hit the stores. It's one of the biggest shopping days of the entire year.
So here's a look at some of the shoppers trying to take advantage of deals right here in San Antonio. Ooh. This is at Best Buy, located in the 100 block of Northeast Loop 410. Most people there were waiting in line for a new Xbox Series X or a PS5.
Many large retailers like Target and Best Buy didn't open at midnight, instead staying closed until morning.
The countdown to Christmas begins. Today is the HEB Christmas tree lighting ceremony. It is a San Antonio tradition at Travis Park. A lot of people are going to be experiencing it for the first time. Happening tonight, the 40th annual Ford Holiday River Parade. This year's theme, 40 Years of Magic. You're going to see more than 20 specially designed floats, including Santa's sleigh, Hanukkah decorations, the state of Texas, and get this, even a Willy Wonka float. We have all the ticket information, what you need to know before you head down to the Riverwalk. Just head to KSAT.com.
All right, a last look at your forecast. Rainy and cold tomorrow. Nice improvement by Sunday, and then we warm back into the 70s by early next week. Tomorrow's a good day to stay in and read, watch some movies, reheat
Yell
turkey.
at the TV screen as Ohio State takes on Michigan and beats them one more time. That's probably good.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you tonight.